particular, we're going to talk about ExpressRoute and VPNs and why you might choose one option or the other or a combination thereof. So really quickly, just understand the basics. I'm not going to dig into a lot of details around these, but I want you to understand that what the components are and how they fit and where you might think about them strategically within your organization. To start with, we're going to talk about VPNs. VPN gateways support a couple types of interaction. You have site-to-site, which is essentially I'm going to plug my data center into Azure on a VPN and have them trust each other. And it's one of the most common ways to really start out in Azure is to do that type of integration and do a site-to-site gateway. A point-to-site gateway is basically if I was going to take my laptop and I want to have it secured and VPN'd into Azure, that's a point-to-site gateway. And you're able to do both of these. VPNs are supported across the platform. So it really comes down to what makes the most sense. Do you have a really mobile workforce? Do you need to do a lot of point-to-site type of work? Those are the kind of things that you have at your disposal to use. ExpressRoute is a little different than VPN. So VPNs run over public internet, like a normal VPN scenario would, whereas ExpressRoute runs on dedicated private network fiber to Azure. And that causes a whole other series of things you're going to have to do around ExpressRoute to make it happen. You're going to need a connectivity partner, someone like AT&T, or CenturyLink or Verizon, or there's a number of partners around the world that you need to use. I think China Telecom is one. They will provide the connectivity required to give you private fiber connection between your data assets or your assets and the Microsoft Azure cloud. So this is very important to understand that the amount of work and effort and the cost involved around that, makes ExpressRoute both appealing from the performance and security standpoint and redundancy that's available in there, but not always something that you can easily scale out because of the cost implications of doing so. So let's walk through a couple things. VPNs and ExpressRoute run 99.95 in most cases. There is a development version of the VPN. It's kind of the standard VPN gateway. That one was a 3.9 scenario for SLA. These are all financial backed SLAs, so just be aware that that's happening. The other thing to keep in mind is bandwidth. And you look at it, why would I would think all I want is fiber because it's going to give me the maximum bandwidth. Well, it turns out that ExpressRoute ranges from 15 megabits per second to 10 gigabits per second. So you have a wide range of options on the ExpressRoute block of connectivity that you might want to use. Whereas from a bandwidth standpoint, there's more limited in the VPN. You have 100 megabits per second all the way up to 1.25 gigabits per second. Now, these are things that change. Microsoft is constantly working to improve the capability of both the VPN connectivity and ExpressRoute. But just, you're going to want to keep an eye on that. Keeping in mind that from a security standpoint, IPsec and IKE protocols are what are used on VPNs to keep your data secure. Those are industry standard protocols. There's no concerns really in the industry for that connectivity. So VPNs are fine for doing anything you want to. One thing about that is if you have a requirement in security that says it can't be pushed over the public internet, you will go to a private network and ExpressRoute immediately because that's all private from that point. You can also access, you can find access organizations similar to some hosting organizations similar to like Rackspace who actually have Ethernet connections they have ExpressRoute connections that you're able to take advantage of from within their data centers. So if you're already co-locating, there may be some advantages there to just taking advantage of the co-location capability to do ExpressRoute connectivity to Azure as you need to. Really depends on what you're trying to do. One of the things to keep in mind is ExpressRoute actually will also cover Office 365. You do need to work with Microsoft about getting that done because Office 365 is designed to operate in the public internet, as opposed to an enclosed environment like you would need to for ExpressRoute in most cases. A lot of details there. Just be aware that if you want to use ExpressRoute, you're going to have to go through a lot more work to make it happen, whereas a VPN I can turn on pretty easily and make the connectivity happen. So the reality is because of both the complexity and the cost of all the scenarios that we're talking about, it is not uncommon for organizations to leverage multiple types of connectivity to Azure, depending on the needs they have for the business and in their organization, relying on security and performance and the SLA capabilities. All those things come into bear. So as you start to make your decision, please understand that you need to know what you want to do and why you would move to ExpressRoute or if you actually need it in your scenario. By choosing wisely, you'll be able to make a cost-effective and a good choice for your business. Using one versus the other will not lock you out. So just be aware that there's flexibility in how you do this. At the end of the day, you still need to make the best choice possible for your organization. If you have any questions about network connectivity or anything else we can help you with Azure, click the link below. We'd be happy to help out. Thank you for joining us today. Have a great day.